So what's happening behind us is we've got a view for our auction up at Stafford at the 39th International Classic Motorcycle Show. We've been holding the auctions now since 1981, was the first one, and doing them ever since in one form or another. This has been our largest to date. There are 400 machines on offer, representing every genre, every type, every area of collecting when it comes to collectors' motorcycles. And it's an extremely exciting place to be. Typically we'll have people registering from 25, 26, 27 different countries. People travel here to come and see the machines. It's a real eclectic mix, and of course the other thing is we always have some really important machines, bikes which are not likely to come on the market again for maybe a generation or haven't been seen for decades, and that is extremely attractive to people who are passionate and enthusiastic about machines and who themselves have significant collections and want to continue adding to those collections, and that's where we have a really important role to play. There are a few which are really exciting. The 1925 Coventry Eagle Flying 8 with the overhead valve K-Tour Jap racing engine, untouched for 20-25 years, being on display at the London Motorcycle Museum. That's causing a lot of interest. Then we've also got the bike that Bud Ekins rode in the 1962 International 6-Day Trial in Germany. One of the reasons he decided to do that event was to combine it with some filming he was also doing in Germany at the time. He was Steve McQueen's stunt double for The Great Escape, and it's actually Bud Ekins who you see going over the barbed wire in that famous jump. Well, he was also doing the ISDT on the Triumph that we've got for sale here today. The oldest bike was an 1894 Hildebrand and Wolfmuller, which was found on Staten Island in New York, where it had been in a cellar since the 1930s, well and truly rusted, and really not an awful lot you could do with it, but as a display piece, amazing, and of course really rare to find an example of the first ever production motorcycle. That was back in around 2008. And it sold for £86,000 at that point. It'll be a lot more now, of course, with the change in the market. The most expensive bike to date that we've sold was Jack Errett's Vincent Black Lightning. That was $929,000 in our Las Vegas sale in 2018. And a really spectacular motorcycle, original paint, full history, land speed record breaking. Really couldn't get much better, the holy grail of motorcycles. I mean, one thing that's really exciting when you go and see somebody and you're never sure what you're going to find in the garage or the barn or the shed or sometimes the front room or the hallway. But these are more than just pieces of metal. They, represent a time in people's lives. There's history there. There's long-term family ownership. These are items that people have an emotional attachment to, and that's something that we've always got to be conscious of when we're speaking to someone for the first time. And they, it's always reassuring to know that their bike is going to be sold by enthusiasts to enthusiasts. Sometimes we'll uncover history that people were unaware of. We've found bikes which have turned out to be TT winning machines in the past, or machines that were owned by famous previous, sort of celebrity owners. And it's always great when you can sort of go into a bike and look at the forensic detail and find the paperwork and the history and, bring something fresh and new out into the marketplace.